I can help you with that.
Next time I'm recording at Target, I'll hit you up. I'll tell you about that.
Jesus Christ. I can just imagine you taking photos of people and it's just like, cha-ching.
Right. You'll see how this ties in. Let me start the show
I
here.
am going to wet my pants. Okay, great.
Okay.
This is Total Babble. Total Babble. It's a show about music, pop culture, social media, movies, the internet, relationships, TV, whatever. Total Babble. The Total Babble Podcast.
Yeah, so this week, I did get kicked out of a Target. Do you want to hear that story?
Oh, I've been waiting my whole life for this story.
Yeah.
First question, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. We have other
Okay.
stuff to get to first. I just wanted to make sure that you wanted to hear that story because I make so much of this about me and I don't always want to do that. But yeah, I got kicked out of a Target this weekend.
Please do make it about you like you
Okay.
did, obviously, at Target.
Well, it needed to be. The first thing is you just sent me an audio clip that I did not believe and I thought it was AI. Trump just gave a speech in Davos, Switzerland. I guess the World Economic Forum is going on there. And just really quick, here is the audio in the clip that you sent me.
Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right? Last time.
Jesus Christ.
Very smart man said, he's our daddy.
Did they say that
He's
really?
running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being.
Well, okay, for the record, you've always been a terrible human being. Since your inception into this world as Damien Demon Spawn, you've always been a terrible human being. But I thought that was fake because of the daddy thing. And I was like, why is he talking about Iceland? He is so fucked up mentally that he doesn't know the difference between Iceland and Greenland. And he's using this daddy thing. And that really did make me sick. And oh my God, what is going on?
It is absolutely, positively outrageous. And if you want steam to come out your ears, head on over to Truth Social and just look at the absolute insanity that was being, I don't know, truthed out.
Well, I see the headlines about how he went on an all-night bender in social media, and I try to ignore those because it upsets me so, and I'm trying to delineate what I watch and what I don't watch of him because it does. It makes me uncomfortable, and it affects my life.
Yeah, it's 7 shades of crazy. Some of the highlights, the things that really stood out for me. Macron, leader of France, private text messages from him were shared by Donald Trump. He was in saying, hey, we should have dinner together on Thursday. I don't understand what you're doing with Greenland. And he shared it. And then today he has come out and said, I do not want to meet with Donald Trump. I guess he's withdrawn that invitation because of just how outrageous it is. And
Well, I started thinking this morning, would it be better if we took over Iceland? Maybe Iceland is a better way for us to go if we're going to hostilely take over another nation. Let's weigh that because he doesn't know the difference anyway.
Well, I mean, if you like sheep and hot springs.
Yeah. Iceland's a great place, I've heard. A girl that used to co-host this podcast came from Iceland. And
do you know that Iceland has a list of names that you can be named? There's a list of official names to name your children.
Huh. That's kind of weird.
I don't know.
Can't name a child Apple over there.
No, none of that. So Iceland's actually fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm going to predict for Trump impeachment within the next 7 months. Either that or they're going to have him killed and it will be an JFK kind of takedown. I'm not beyond thinking that the Republicans are now thinking of ways to have him killed. He's so out of it that they know he is going to be a detriment to them in the midterms. And evidence of that is the fact that he's now walking back using military force in Greenland. And last night he admitted that ICE sometimes makes mistakes. He's backpedaling on those things. And that's not him doing that. That's the Republicans figuring out that he's completely fucked up, injuring them, and they're going backwards now and having to go to him and say, no, you have to walk this back. This is terrible. You're going to kill us. So he's out of it. They're realizing it. And something big is going to happen within the next 7 months. Mark my words.
Yeah. 25 of the Constitution.
Amendment 25, yeah.
Amendment 25 gives the Republicans the power to remove him from office. But I think they're all massive pussies, because if they weren't, someone would have stood up to him by now.
Well, it's slowly building is the way I view it. I think it's slowly building. They're realizing they're going to lose their ass. And I think right before the election, they're going to take him out so they can say, look, we took him out. You should still vote for us. We're good guys. I think that's the tact that they take. We'll see.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, her
she's our savior,
has, I've said it a couple of times, I never thought that I would side with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And for the record, I'm not saying she's a good person. I still think she's a piece of shit and terrible and was bad for this country, but she's now finding it convenient to do the right thing. So.
Right. And I did have the opportunity to talk to someone who knows her a couple of weeks ago at a children's birthday party.
Did they have the space laser at that party? Giant juice space laser? Were they playing with that at the party? I'm just wondering. No. God damn it.
That's 18 plus only.
So interesting when you can see it,
Yeah, exactly. You want to put your hands on it. Yeah. Otherwise, it just feels not real. Yeah.
But sorry, I interrupted you for the comedy. Did you talk to this
totally
person
fine.
And what were they saying?
And they know Marjorie. And the reason that she had to step away was she owns a business. And after Donald Trump reamed her about her position on the Epstein files, she could not protect her office, her family, her employees. It was on for young and old. She was getting horrific threats against her, her children, her employees. There were bomb threats being sent to the office. Some of the people who work for her weren't coming in. It all became so insane. She was like, these people are out of their minds. I have to get out of this.
That's true. And also, how many of those could have been on the other side, too? I mean, you can blame it all on Trump people, but I guess ultimately it doesn't matter. The threats are the threats, and that's probably true. And she also, as I've heard, stands to make a lot of money on the back end doing stuff in public and making appearances and that kind of thing. So,
I mean, probably they all do. But the word on the grapevine is that the threats were all from Republicans. I think there is audio and video of her talking about that and how they just turned on her like a pit of vipers, just absolutely outrageous. And she's
What's that euphemism, the leopard that eats their face, something like that? That's the way that whole Republican Party is. So it's face-eating leopards.
I've never heard that before, but I'm going to look it up because it sounds like something that I should use.
That's pretty good. It does sound like a thing you would use. Like, crikey, face-eating leopards is what you would say.
Leaping lizards.
Yeah. All right. So if I was going to get kicked out of a Target, why do you think I got kicked out of a Target? I think that's the fun question where I put you on the spot and make you try to guess and see what happened there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thinking music. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so one thing potentially could be that your only option was self-checkout and you insisted that they open up a real checkout because you don't believe in the job losses for self-checkout. That's
wow.
One
that makes
guess.
me seem very valiant. I like that.
Yeah. Another one could be you felt like you were smote by someone.
Oh, you're on the right track there.
And kicked up a scene because someone was infringing upon your shopping rights.
Sort of.
Yeah, so so that's the other one that I'm thinking of. You tried to teach someone a lesson.
Oh, they needed to be taught a lesson. Yes, they did.
Then you were invited to leave. That's my guess.
You're in the right area there, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I haven't shopped at Target for over a year. We used to say wonderful things about them all the time on this show.
We used to love them.
And I have not shopped there since they got rid of their DEI programs under a previous terrible CEO. And then there is a new model PlayStation 5 that's out. The SKU numbers are all the same. You have to find the right model number. They're hard to find. So I said, okay, haven't been to Target in forever. I'm going to go and see if I can find one there. I'll try to be open about it.
Yeah.
So I go back to electronics, and there is no one there. There's no one in electronics. It's just empty. And I wander around, and I'm looking for somebody, and I'm trying to see, can somebody help me anywhere? No, there's nobody to be found. Oh, okay. Typical. I'm a little bit miffed at this point, but just a little. So there's a button there that says, need help? Press here.
Oh, yeah.
I press the button. Nothing happens. And I think if I press the button, it should probably say help to electronics, which it's not doing. I press it again and wait, nothing happens. I press it 3 times and nothing happens whatsoever. It's obvious that their terrible button isn't working. So then I go to the back door, and I kind of stick my head in there looking around to see if there's anybody around, and there's not. So I kind of wander back there gingerly. I would characterize my wandering as gingerly. And there's a large blonde girl sitting there. And I said, can I get some help in electronics? She immediately switches on hostile and says, I'm on my break. I can't help you. And I said, can someone please help me in electronics? Can you call someone, please? And she says, are you a customer? You can't be back here. You need to leave.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So as I'm turning around, there's another guy there. And I said, can you call somebody to electronics on my way out? And as I'm walking away, I mutter to myself, not yell, not scream. I mutter to myself, well, that's shitty customer service. So I go back out, and finally a guy shows up. He's very nice, very cordial. And I said, here's what I'm looking for. Here's the model number I'm trying to find. Can you see if you have one in your other back room? I just got yelled at. While I'm waiting for him, another red shirt comes up, and he says, we're going to have to ask you to leave. I said, you're going to have to ask me to leave? Why? He said, apparently you went back there and verbally assaulted our employees. Verbally assaulted. So I review the story with him, and I said, verbatim, here is my experience at your store with now terrible customer service, and here's what happened. And he says, well, they said you dropped an F-bomb. To which I just laughed.
What?
First off, the concept of an F-bomb. The F word, the fuck word, is a bomb. And I verbally assaulted somebody with an F-bomb. These are words. These are not hostile things that you beat somebody over the head with, you fucktard. I said, no, never said that. What I just told you about muttering shitty customer service is exactly what happened. He said, well, they said you dropped an F-bomb. You're going to have to leave. I said, I know you have cameras. Do you have audio here? Why don't you go back and review the audio? Let's review everything. I'd love to see where I dropped an F-bomb. And he says, we're going to have to ask you to leave. So then 4 times I asked him who the manager was and asked if she was available, and he wouldn't tell me. And then he finally told me her name was Jenny. And I said, is Jenny available? And he wouldn't tell me, and he wouldn't bring her to the front of the store because apparently you don't ask Jenny to do something like that. I feel like if she wasn't there, he would have just said she wasn't there. And then on the way out, I told him that this is why Target is failing, because they're horrible. And I used to shop here all the time, and I don't shop here anymore. And said, have a good day, Rent-A-Cop. That's one of my favorites. And I told him this is shitty customer service. And I bet they hear that a lot, because it really is.
Well, that really did escalate quickly.
It did. And what did I do wrong? Could I have done better?
So, the only thing...
I love it when she starts out with a judgmental so. So.
Well, it's not judgmental. It's
and I'm
more
open
a
to
case
judgment, know that.
Oh, yeah, totally. I don't feel like you needed to be... They did judge you, and I think probably a little bit too harshly in this instance.
I think a lot.
The only thing that you perhaps could have reconsidered is going out the back. And part of that is because seeing a customer in that environment can automatically make people feel unsafe, because you're a nice guy, but not everyone is. And
to be fair, and I will throw this in, I was wearing sunglasses and a mask because I don't want to get the new flu that's out there. But also, this goes back to their terrible customer service from the beginning and the fact that they had no one to help me and no one to help me after I'd pressed a button 3 times.
Exactly.
And even if that's the case, this big blonde girl being immediately hostile. There's ways to say what she said without saying them the way she said them. She said, unfortunately, sir, we can't have people back here. Insurance concerns. Can I get you to wait out there and we'll find someone to help you? But it was just the immediate bitch switch. And I'm just like, when you throw that, okay, fuck you too.
Yeah. Her response was what I have come to expect from
It's
that
the young
sort of,
generation that doesn't know fucking anything.
Yeah, exactly. From young people. It's very me. It's insane. Recently, in almost all of my retail experiences, the people who I've encountered have been so rude, they won't even look, I'm like, hi, how are you? Thank you. And they just don't say anything.
Because they don't have a concept of needing to do that. They don't think they're being bad. They just don't have a need to be courteous and friendly.
Yeah, and it's like they're saying the lines, but completely soullessly. So, for example, I had one person, but they were like, welcome to whatever, how can I help you? Just looking like the world has beaten them down. And so I was like, hey, hi, thanks for helping me today. Here's what I'll get, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. And then while they're doing it, I was like, so how are you? Oh, I know what it is. It's the Amazon return counter in Whole Foods.
Yeah.
As I was getting the things, she's like huffing QR codes and
and
everything.
You're keeping her waiting?
Yeah, but not very long.
Right.
It was very swift because I prepared. I added them all to my wallet, yada, yada, yada. But she was taking a long time to bag them and everything. And she's just, whatever, would not engage with me. I was like, okay, well, whatever. I'm not going to stop being myself because she's got her knickers in a knot. And then I was like, okay, thanks. Have a great day. And she just kind of glared at me. And I don't know what it is. Generally speaking, I don't get negative reactions from people because people can tell that I'm a pretty genuine, safe person.
Well, you are sunshine.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
And just everyone this week has just been just so morose. And I really do blame the political and economic situation.
That's part of it. I would bet this big blonde girl, asshole person that felt so antagonized because how dare I go in her back room, I would bet that she's probably on the left side of things, which I would normally expect. But, and I'm going to use this word, she just seemed like such a snowflake, like she had been physically attacked because I walked back there to ask a question after nobody was available to help me. Like that is the other side of the extreme versus the right side. It's very much a thing of you're either one or the other, and it's the grays that we love that we talk about over and over on this show.
Yeah, and I love that you talked about the thing, and I also agree with it, which is words are not violence.
Yeah, they're words.
They're just words. And not only is it absolutely ridiculous to use the phrase verbally assaulted, but it's also dangerous. And here's why. Because
censorship.
Well, yes, censorship, but even furthermore, if words can be violence and you have a right to defend yourself from violence, then it's not too far of a leap to go from this person verbally assaulted me to so I shot them. And then having a defensible position.
Right.
And so if we ever have any case law that rules that words are violence, it'll be just this really terrible, snowbally, slippery slope.
Yeah. From a couple points of view, that being one of them. The other is, well, now you can't say things because that has been defined as an assault and it will go both ways. And I will tell you, too, that when I called their corporate office leaving the parking lot because I was just so infumed by this, when I described the story and I said, I muttered shitty customer service, even me saying that to the person I was talking to, she was very off-putting. Oh, he just said shitty. Like she was about ready to hang up because I told her what I said in that other instance. Like, oh my God. Based on what I just saw, you've got to hear shitty customer service a lot in this place because it's terrible. The only reason that whole incident took place is because you guys and you didn't take care of things correctly.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they overreacted in that circumstance. I'm also not surprised that you had that experience. I could never find somebody to help me in Target. I used to go there a lot looking for specific things, and I can't see anyone except for at the return counter or at the registers that are sometimes open. I go scouring around to find somebody in a red shirt. And let me tell you, during football season, that's rough around these parts, or during basketball season because everyone's wearing red shirts. So it's very confusing, but you can't find them.
Well, it is because they are losing their ass, and because they're losing their ass, they don't want to have to pay employees to be there, so they're cutting back on employees, which further pisses people off and further makes them lose their ass. And why spend money to make money? Just keep losing money. That's a great business strategy. Let's keep going with that.
Yeah, dig up, stupid. I think the other thing too is the folks who are working there. There's a phrase that I've heard in the younger generations, particularly in hospitality and retail, which is act your wage. And I think that there is this movement of folks who deem themselves to be in low-paying jobs where they are not interested in going above and beyond. That is outside of my job description. I absolutely will not work on my break because I'm not getting paid to do it. And they draw this really hard line around that. I will not come in early because my shift is supposed to start here. I will not take on a shift from someone else because they need to do it. And just stuff like that. If I work in grocery, I'm not going to go and restock over in home goods. That's not my job.
Right.
It's so bizarre.
When we were growing up, you wanted to prove yourself and show that you were a worthy person, and that is no longer a thing.
No, and also you wanted to gain a lot of experience. And I've been talking about this a lot with the boys lately because they've been having a rough time in a variety of different things. Like, for example, the little one, he has to try out for a school sport, but he's competing against 8th graders and he's in the 5th grade. But he has to go and do it because it's character building. And he got absolutely annihilated in the pool for swim tryouts because he's swimming against boys that now look like men, right? And he's like, I failed. I'm so terrible, all of this sort of stuff. And then the other kid is having some tough experiences as well. But the phrase that we're utilizing at home is everything is a win if your goal is experience.
Yeah. And eventually you are going to be the one that grows up and takes over the world. And it's very much a meek shall inherit the earth kind of thing. All those kids, when we were growing up, that were the nerds, grew up to have financial success and start tech companies and are now living on top of the world. So,
absolutely. And I think the defining factor of most of these people is an innate sense of curiosity, right? Wanting to learn as much as possible, experience as much as possible. And then the offshoot of that is the more experiences you have and the more that you know, the better you are at rapid problem solving because they have a large data set and a large experience set to pull from. And all companies want that. And these people differentiate themselves in that way, not just because they're smart, but because they've got all of these tools in their little tool belts. I'm really hoping that Gen Z, I'm really hoping that Gen Alpha, which is coming up, is we're going to see a return to hard work, experience seeking, a little bit more of that, less shitty behavior.
Maybe that'll happen because they will determine that they're not getting anywhere in life. Their parents in that generation doesn't seem to be getting anywhere in life, and maybe they will then learn to have to fight for it. I would hope anyway. That, and they can't make change whatsoever. If you try to get a kid nowadays to make change, it's a whole confusing thing and they get really intimidated. That's just baffling to me.
Yeah. We have tried to give our kids, I think, a soft landing. And I, of course, have been guilty of this too. But I saw a teacher giving a speech about how they can recognize gentle parenting within about 1 minute of meeting a child, and that their position on it as a teacher and as a psychologist is that all you're doing by gentle parenting is creating this entitlement and how this it is giving a framework for entitlement and poor behavior.
It's
and
cliche,
you're not preparing
but
your kid for the world.
Yeah, I don't believe everybody wins a trophy is a good way to teach children. I feel like teach your child to strive for the trophy is a good way to teach them.
Yeah.
And then if they don't get it, say, oh, you'll get it next time. You're still a worthy person.
Yes. Struggle is critical to our development as humans. You need to fall down and you need to get up. Grit, which is that, that je ne sais quoi about I'm going to get up no matter how hard things are. It's not something you're just born with. You got to practice it, right? You've got to have the opportunities to do it. And we've got all these, I don't know, mardy little pussy fuckwits running around going, ow.
And I also
verbal violence.
I also will make the statement that I'm 99.9% sure that's the first time ever in the history of this show je ne sais quoi has been used. I don't think it has ever come up before. So
sorry.
Good on you.
Sorry.
And the last thing about this Target deal, and then we can move on from it. I just want to ask your opinion of this. I asked for the store manager, they're called directors now, Jenny. I asked for her to give me a call when I called their corporate office. What do you think the odds are of that happening? Because the woman said
less than 0 isn't an option. So I've got to less than 5%, between 0 and 5%.
The woman that seemed so off-put that I said the word shitty in my conversation with her said, well, I can put that in here, but we can't guarantee it. And then that makes me feel like I'm never going to hear from her. And then I wonder, based on my phone number, I wonder if I'm known within the company. I wonder if they have a Target history thing of my profile and the fact that I can be difficult based on the fact of a previous show many years ago, might have been the F. Randall incident of 2021 on Total Babble. There's a header or a show maybe called F. Randall, where I had this most absurd guy named Randall at a Target, and I talked about that. I wonder if I'm in their system based on F. Randall. That could be.
Highly likely. I think that what we need to do is, 1, send you back to Target and camp outside.
Well, I can go in now. He just said we're going to have to ask you to leave for the day. So I can go in there, cause some more shit.
Okay, I mean, you could go in or you could stay outside, depending on what the weather's like, I think, player's choice. But it's a high fidelity moment. I want to see a boombox. I want to see some sort of soft rock. And I want to be calling out to Jenny in a Forrest Gump voice. Jenny!
Now, is it a high fidelity moment or is it a
high fidelity.
Or is it a say anything moment where I hold the boombox up and I'm playing Peter Gabriel in your eyes?
Better.
Okay.
Better. Yeah.
Where's Jenny?
Yeah, get it. Just a Jenny shirt.
Yeah. They own their parking lot. I think I can go on the public sidewalk and do that if I want to be an asshole. That might be fun.
I always assume that you want to be an asshole.
In these cases, I sure do.
In these instances.
In your eyes, the light, the heat. I am complete.
Jenny.
And then I'll do 8675309. What is her number? Jenny, what have you done?
That was in my head, but I couldn't remember the number.
Yeah, 8675309. Tommy Two-Tone.
Tommy Two-Tone.
Jesus. All right. So it is tax season now. We can move on.
Oh, tell me about it.
And there's a big new tax thing that's happening. Jackson Hewitt, I guess they prepare taxes. They have a thing where you can win refund jeans.
Refund jeans? Is that ejaculate? Is that just...
Wow. Another place I didn't expect to go.
Yeah, it's just...
No, they have a new promotion where I guess you go to them and get your taxes done, and there's a chance when you register that you could win actual jeans that are Jackson Hewitt labeled, and they have sparkles and tax and dollar things on them. Here's their promo.
Big tax changes this year could mean thousands. All that money won't fit in your regular jean pockets. Jackson Hewitt has the solution. Refund jeans. Made exclusively by Jackson Hewitt. These have the biggest pockets for the biggest refunds.
So much space.
Would you rather have these pockets or these pockets?
Are you kidding me?
Plus, these limited edition jeans are made with real thread. Strong enough to hold your biggest refund, guaranteed. But wait, there's more. Don't wait to fill your refund jeans. Only Jackson Hewitt has the money today. All day, every day guarantee.
Let's get money.
So go to jacksonhewitt.com now and book your appointment today.
Thanks, Jackson Hewitt, for my biggest refund and my refund jeans.
Don't wait. Click now to learn how to get your refund jeans. Book your appointment today at www.jacksonhewitt.com. That's www.jacksonhewitt.com.
And these are actual jeans, and I guess you register online. But then on the screen here in this YouTube video, it has a phone number. And I'm going to call the phone number here, and we'll see what happens. They won't be able to hear you, but you can tell me things to ask them, and maybe it goes nowhere. But it's Jack for Tax. 1-844-JACK for tax.
Jack for tax.
Yeah,
okay, I
nice.
don't think I was that far off. I would like to know what sizes these jeans come in.
Ooh, good question.
I wear a 27, so... And
Remind me of that when we get into the call, because I'm liable to forget. Here we go. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but we'll see.
You've got big refund energy.
Ooh!
Thank you for calling Jackson Hewitt. 100
You're
pairs
welcome.
of limited edition refund jeans will be offered via social media
100.
on Jackson Hewitt's Instagram page, with 25 winners selected each week.
Oh.
Follow at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service on Instagram to learn how to enter to win a
They're
pair
getting a
of
bunch of
limited
marketing
edition
out of
refund
this.
jeans. You can also go to jacksonhewitt.com/refund jeans to learn more.
Okay, but now it's still going. The call is still connected. Am I going to get transferred to somebody? Do I get to leave a message? That would be fun. I would like to leave a message. Emily, where's a 27?
Hello, thank you for calling the Jackson Hewitt Refund Jeans hotline. Have you entered the live sweepstakes on Instagram?
Hi, we're calling from Total Babble Podcast. We're recording and we're interested in tax jeans. And Emily wears a 27. Do you know Emily on our show? She wears a 27. Wondered if they were available in a 27.
I'm having some trouble hearing you.
Ah,
What
okay.
I'm going to do is I'm going to end the call so I can reset my headset, and then I'll give you a call right back. So sorry about that.
Okay.
Thank
You have my number?
She does.
All right. Well, this is just taking a turn. I
Well,
thought she was
she's
just
very
trying
polite.
I thought she was just trying to get out of the call, but maybe she's really having technical issues.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
this will be good.
First thing,
Yeah.
while we're waiting for our call back, is I absolutely positively love this campaign. The radio ad is an absolute banger.
It's very well
and
done.
It's incredibly well done. And the whole campaign, how it even goes through to their
Ooh, wait,
telephone
here we go.
hotline. Oh,
Hang on a second. Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, hello. I can hear you now. I'm so sorry about that.
No problem. We're calling from Total Babble Podcast. We're recording. We're talking about your great marketing thing. I'm in California, and my co-host is Emily. She's in another part of the country, and she wears a 27. Wondered if you had those jeans in a 27, and maybe, just for good promotion, even if she doesn't win, maybe you would want to send her a pair of jeans, and she could talk about it on the air. That's what I'm thinking.
Sure, of course. If you can just give me a moment to talk to my supervisor.
All righty.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Bear with me for just a moment. I'm
Sure.
going to place you on a brief hold.
All righty. This is going well. It's like they're prepared and know what they're doing and know how to be courteous to people. And listen to their great on-hold music.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
just, I know that, to be super clear,
Yeah.
we're not getting paid to do this.
Yeah,
Okay, this
very
is a
good point. Yeah.
This is a genuine interest. Our interest was piqued by their fantastic marketing campaign.
This is me screwing around.
Yeah, and so just think about how great this marketing campaign is, just how wonderful the service is. Wow. Amazing. I'm super impressed.
And do you see how being courteous and nice to people gets you further in life? This is a very good example. Jackson Hewitt.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm really,
And
really
the music
interested.
is just happy enough. It's not bad music. It's just kind of up and fun, and it keeps you in a good mood. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. My hope is that they get a lot of business out of this.
Yep.
And I love the tagline, big refund energy. It's just cheeky enough. These people speak to me. If it wasn't for the fact that I am deeply loyal to Nick, my accountant, I would give Jackson Hewitt a call, but Nick has been my accountant for so many years.
Well, here's what you do. Here's how you solve that. You get Nick a job with Jackson Hewitt.
I wonder if he would leave his own firm to do that. It feels like he may not.
Less money, you think?
I think probably less autonomy.
Yeah.
He's really active in the community. He's on a bunch of boards, one in particular that helps female victims and their families of domestic violence. He's a really good guy. He coaches baseball. I think he gets a little bit more flexibility.
And I would have maybe done a different phone number. The whole Jack for tax thing is a little bit weird, but you do what you do.
Well, Jack for tax is like Jackson.
Yeah. But I think I'm calling something else when I see that.
Yeah, it is a little innuendo. So here's what we have to do.
Yeah.
Here's what we have to do in order to enter this legitimately. We need to go to their Instagram.
Oh,
Hello, are you
hey, she's back.
okay?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, we're getting our team ready now. If you can bear with me for just another moment. I'm sorry for the hold.
No, we appreciate your courtesy and know that I am here with Emily, but you can't hear her. She's telling me what to say because of the whole technical part of it. It's not that I'm just one crazy man talking to himself.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks. These are the best people. See, this is the exact opposite of what we were just talking about.
Also, their nonsense tolerance is a little bit high too. And I like that in a person. I love that she's like, yeah, I'll play. Let's go. It's very good. Good on her. So when we go to Instagram, we then need to like any of their Refund Jeans posts.
Hang on. We're coming back here.
I just had a brief question for
Sure.
you. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
What did you say the name of the podcast is?
Total Babble.
Total Babble. Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you say your name was?
I'm Stu, and I have Emily here with me.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. We're not controversial or anything. We don't say anything controversial. Kind of do, but... Okay, so sorry, you starting to... I didn't think this was going to go this far. I felt like this would be a 1 minute...
Neither one of us thought that this would go this far. We honestly, when most of these things happen, is we call them, they hang up on us.
And we haven't done phones
back
in
to
forever because I'm not technically set up for it, and that's the way every single phone call goes. It's, no, I don't want to talk to you because nobody talks on the phone anymore, and younger generation can't, so,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Stu. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for holding. So I spoke to my supervisor, and they're requesting that you send an email to our marketing team, so I can provide that over to you if you're ready.
Yeah,
is it
absolutely.
okay if this email goes out publicly, if you can just give it to me? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me ask.
All right.
We can bleep it out, though.
I don't want to.
You snorted.
I
like a
snort
little
sometimes.
piggy.
It's fun to snort. And see, this woman that's taking
Cocaine
down this
stew.
information, she thinks I'm just here talking to myself. She doesn't understand that there's somebody else.
Well, you told her.
Yeah.
You do sound a little bit crazy.
Hello. So they're saying that it can't be given out publicly. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead and give it to me and I'll bleep it.
Okay, perfect. So it is going to be
Okay.
at tax.com.
Okay. I'll go with that. And I really appreciate you. You have been cordial and friendly, and you are the opposite of a Target worker. I want you to know that. We just told a whole big story on the air about how terrible Target was, and I got kicked out of one of their stores, and you are the opposite of that.
So good at your job.
She says you're so good at your job. We were dismayed by the younger generation, and you sound a little bit younger, but you sound very smart and funny and willing to go along with things, and that is what we need in the world. And what is your name?
My name is Lilly.
Lilly, you are a wonderful human being, and thanks for having fun with us. We may or may not follow up an email, but we'll have this on Total Babble, and you can hear the whole thing. Your marketing has worked. That's what I'm saying to you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'll definitely check you guys out. So
You've got big refund energy.
Oh, yeah. Emily says you have big refund energy. Good way to go. And it's Total Babble. You'll hear yourself. You've done a great job.
Thank you, Lilly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye. All right. Now I hang up here. I see this. I feel like we've made some positivity in the world. That was so good right there. Wasted a bunch of time, but it was good.
Yeah. I think that we need to go. We need to comment on how we'd spend our tax refund, and then we need to tag a friend who needs a dose of big refund energy. So, and then leave a hashtag big refund energy.
Well, I'm going to leave that to you. I will be editing the show. You feel free to go on there and follow up, and I want to get set up now so that we can have you on the phone with somebody too. It's going to be a whole technical thing I'm going to have to work out. Oh, Jesus Christ.
If only it wasn't your favorite thing.
Yeah.
You might get to buy some hardware. You'll be as happy as a pig in shit.
I spent so much money on the holiday on plugins that now I'm not going to use. It's so terrible.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's what I do. It's craziness. I'm a crazy person. It's fine.
Wacky stew.
Yeah. So here's this that you sent me. We can play this other thing. The question here is, it's weird to come off of that and kind of be negative now, but are MAGA right-wing people actually stupid? That is the question. And it turns out the answer is yes, based on this.
The research overwhelmingly shows that right-wing and prejudiced views correlate with lower cognitive abilities. Correlation doesn't equal causation, bro. 3 possibilities. Being conservative makes you dumber, being stupid makes you more prone to conservative views, or it's all somehow just a coincidence. What does the data indicate? I'm Keegan, and I talk about the psychology of politics. 2 longitudinal studies. 1 showing that general intelligence at age 10 is predictive of more progressive views at age 30.
So are you catching on to that? Basically, how you're situated in your early years at 10 kind of says how you're going to be later in life. And it's all kind of how you're influenced, perhaps, or not. We'll see what the rest of the facts say.
A huge sample size of over 7,000. And the second with over double the sample size, showing that lower intelligence at ages 10 and 11 predicted more racist views at age 30, mediated by conservative views, meaning that lower intelligence comes first, the conservative views second, and then modern conservatism makes people more racist.
So in summary, if you're dumb, then you have conservative views, and then it goes from there. They are hypothesizing.
Yes. And talking about what actually causes it, and they can see the dope to conservative pipeline. And he does a follow-up session as well, where he talks about that a lot of it, it's not just the lower intelligence, but it's the oversimplification of the world because of lower intelligence and the way it's so subconscious. It's a way of treating with fear and uncertainty and handling fear and uncertainty because they can't think at a different level.
And I wonder if it's like this, like, is it like the racist thing? And I don't know if it is. I'm genuinely asking. I feel like not all Trump supporters are racists, but I feel like for sure all racists are Trump supporters. Do you think that all dumb people support Trump, or are all Trump people stupid? Are all of them dumb?
I don't think that all of them are dumb. And here is why.
Okay.
I think some of them are greedy, which we could argue is dumb. But in terms of if we're just talking about intelligence, then I would say they're not. And what I would point to is all of these big CEOs of these public companies who have been put under tremendous pressure to go and kiss the ring of Trump. Most of these big companies donated to his inauguration fund.
Tim Cook at Apple. Suck ass.
Suck ass, exactly. And I think he's a really good example of someone who, through all accounts, is a highly intelligent individual.
So basically, you don't have to be dumb. You can consciously make the decision to sell out. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, I think that you can. And also, it was interesting. I was watching these great documentaries over the weekend because I was just fascinated about, Democratic counties that switched to Republican for Trump and why they did it and what's happening and et cetera, et cetera. Now, those people are, generally speaking, probably not the sharpest tools in the shed, but their rationale makes sense. But now they're discovering that they were lied to.
Well, and even if you go from the basic human point of view, the average citizen, you can kind of escalate up and go with the heads of companies like Bezos and Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I would not consider them dumb, evil perhaps, but not dumb. And I feel like they made the conscious decision to suck that ass too. So
yeah, 100%. But at the regular human level, I think that out of fear, uncertainty, and the example that I'll use here is our farmers. Our farmers have been hurting for so many years. And if you look back at the way that the Democrats sort of switched their view, the Democratic Party actively turned their attention away from rural parts of the United States to focus more on cities, etc. And their thought process was, for every vote that we can secure in regional USA, we can get 2 or 3 in a city. And so they started ignoring the country folk. They weren't going out there. They weren't doing rallies. They weren't really investing in their voice. And so these people feel forgotten, right? Coal miners, farmers, regular people like the mechanic at Small Town LLC.
many of them got duped. And do you think that they were not that intelligent to begin with, and that's how they got duped, and that's kind of how it feeds itself? I don't want to say that all farmers are dumb, but they're kind of small town, rural type people. And
I think that some of them are not smart enough to think critically at the level and just believe everything that they hear. For example, what I watched was Bernie Sanders going to these towns, and the people really quickly realized that he actually shares the same values as them, and they're actually democratic values. And even one woman said, "Wow, you are nothing like how you have been portrayed in the media. All of the things that you're talking about are what we need
Yep.
and what we thought we were going to get through the Trump administration, but we really haven't. In fact, things are harder than ever. We can't get access to health care. So many of us are being kicked off it. Our farmers are struggling more than ever. Inflation's through the roof. The price of things are so much that none of us are going to make any money. We're just trying to survive. I thought that that's really fascinating. And I think that some of it's that fear, right? And not being able to rationalize what could be happening.
I saw that same video and it gave me hope, and then other stuff in the world happened and I lost hope again, and it's nice to be reminded of that.
Yeah, I do think that people are starting to realize that they have been lied to, and the president is really not operating America and Americans first. He's running some kind of agenda that benefits him.
And I think at this
people.
point, he's not even consciously doing it. I think he is a puppet, and he's so out of it and so crazy and senile. I think he is evil Grandpa Simpson, and he's just being made to do things that are benefiting big business so they can get their millions and billions of dollars. And that's where we're at with him at this point. I think he is responsible for everything that has happened. I think he's an evil fucker still, but I don't even think he's in the driver's seat at this point.
Yeah, right. And if you follow the money, and you see who donated to his inauguration fund and what they got in return in terms of legislation or dropping inquiries. Facebook is a really good example of this. They were being investigated.
Mergers of media companies.
Exactly. It's just a big game of moving so much money around for the billionaires and not about actually helping common Americans.
I'm on that 1A committee for free speech, and a lot of stuff has been coming up with the media mergers. And I just want to put out there briefly that if you ever want to have free speech again and free thought, you really need to participate in anything you can participate in to go against the mergers of these companies. Because when you have one big media company telling you everything that they need to tell you to make money, and they are perhaps being influenced by governments, that is a terrible, scary thing, and not at all what this country is about. So look into that and do whatever you can to go against the mergers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think intelligence is an oversimplification. Right? Along with intelligence goes hand in hand your abstract reasoning skills. And that racism that we were talking about, interestingly, coincides with conservative ideology.
Right.
And the other day, I saw something and it just made me go, wow, that's so amazing and so true, is that Christian nationalists have managed to mobilize just so many of the Christian community to say that the biggest problems facing the world, according to Scripture, is abortion and homosexuality or trans or whatever. However, those things are never, ever, ever mentioned in any scripture. But what is mentioned more than 3,000 times is love thy neighbor, helping people, that sort of thing. Did you know there's also a correlation between conservatism and a decline? And it's a straight line, like it's obviously a correlation, is the more conservative you are and the more religious you are, the less likely you are to think that the government should help people.
And that makes sense based on everything we see.
Right. That was mind-blowing.
Which is weird because the church is really positioned to be the ones to help people and often talks about helping people, and yet there's that part of it where they don't.
Right. And that's the whole thing. And this woman, during the SNAP crisis, she called a whole bunch of churches to try and get a tin of baby formula. Not a single church would help her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that to me is just gobsmacking.
And there's that church that has been in the news that the pastor is an ICE agent, and just it all fits into their whole conservative thing and the downfall of society, which we are headed into unless things change, and hopefully they will change. There's more audio there, but I kind of feel like we got what we needed to get out of that. You think the same?
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like we can move on.
Why don't
from
we
that.
tell people the name of the guy if you've got it open? And then he does some great stuff.
I
and
just
it's all
have the audio
statistics.
clip. When you send these to me, I just pull the audio. His name is like Bleeker Mason or something.
Yeah, it's something.
I can play it from
like
the beginning
that.
here again, and he says it.
The research overwhelmingly shows that right-wing and
Pretty sure it's Bleeker Mason. I
with
think I'm 100% right on
lower
that.
cognitive abilities.
His name is Keegan Tatum.
Yeah, Bleeker Mason.
Keegan Tatum. And he has some really interesting insights.
Yeah, I liked what he had to say for sure. That was a good find. And then I'm just replaying the show in my brain right now. And you know what I think happened? I think we were talking to that fun girl at Jackson Hewitt, and I think she got the information. And I think they, on that end, pulled us up and looked at all of our stuff and said, oh, we can't be on talking to those people. Are you a crazy person? I think they probably intentionally tried to distance themselves, which I'm okay with. I'm not infuriated by it. I just think that's what happened, playing it back.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The fact that we call
so.
motherfuckers when we need to. I'm okay.
Yeah. I agree.
All right. So what a fun show out of nowhere. I liked this one.
Yeah. Good times.
All right. Everybody have a fantastic week. Go to Jackson Hewitt. They are the opposite of Target.
Yeah, they are. Get your tax done. Go to Jack for your tax.
Jack for tax.
Jack for tax.
I'm going to go do that right now.
Out the front of Target.
Ooh.
Give them some of your tax genes.
That would be a confrontation.
God. As things leave my mouth sometimes, I think I really shouldn't have said that.
But those are the good ones. Those are the ones to hang on to.
Those are the ones that we cling to.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure. Have a great week.
Okay, you know how this goes. Like us, subscribe, tell your friends, write a nice review, engage with us. We're Total Babble on Instagram, on Facebook, on Threads, and on Blue Sky. Email is show@totalbabble.com. The Total Babble Podcast.
Yeah, dig up, stupid.